You want to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance, please? Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
First thing we'll do is, number one, the public input. If someone's here would like to say something or have some kind of input, please just say your name and where you live, and we'll give you time to talk. Guess not.
No.
Yeah?
I have a request, I don't know if I'm on the agenda, or Ken Schreider,
No.
so it'll just be my time.
This would be
Yeah, sure, this is your great time.
Absolutely.
Okay, and I've also provided you a letter and documentation here. I was out of town for several weeks in November, and while I was gone, my hot water tank burst. And 15 days later, I got a phone call while I was still out of town that said I was using approximately 60 gallons of water an hour.
Okay.
And anyway, I'm requesting a reduction in my water bill by $150. I know, I've been Frank Wood's ground manager for 20 years. When he had a problem with his carriage house and the line to the pool, he was notified the next day. So I think I should have been notified, in less than 15 days that there was a big problem going on at my house. My water bills for the last 3 years averaged less than 100, and this water bill was 317. So I'm requesting a $150 reduction, which means I would still be paying $167, which would assume my responsibility for the water tank problem, but it would also allow for the fact that it took so long for someone to let me know there was a problem.
Does somebody
No.
live in the house?
Yeah, but I wasn't there.
Do you know if any, no, but,
It's not our responsibility. The program that when we purchased it, wasn't for us to monitor everything. We only go in periodically if somebody's got a few minutes.
that's what I
So,
thought. Generally speaking, when we have something like that happens, we give a discount based on,
No.
nothing.
They haven't been.
We do it for pool fills.
Huh?
We do it for pool fills. Because water's not hitting the sewer system.
Right.
We've gotten
Well, this
away
didn't
from
hit
doing
the sewer
that too.
system either.
Yeah, we don't do pools anymore.
So, what do you guys, what does,
Well, we're gonna table it probably and talk about it.
and we'll let them know,
Yep, thank you.
okay? All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yes,
Is this the agenda?
yes.
Okay. I was asked by Larry Light to come and say the prayer.
That's why, I was looking for Larry Light.
Right,
So
that's
Can
what
we
I
just stand
figured.
for a moment, please? I'd
Yes.
appreciate that.
What's your name?
What's your name, please?
Pastor Christine Lindeberg from the Methodist Church.
Okay, I'm
Okay,
sorry.
so-
I didn't recognize who you were,
That's
I'm
what I was
sorry.
wondering if
That's why
maybe
I'm
you were
looking, and I
looking
didn't
for
see
him.
Larry. I thought Larry was coming, so I'm sorry.
Right.
Go ahead.
Right. All right, let us be in a state of prayer. Good and gracious Creator, we have gathered here tonight to conduct the business of this village, to care for our people. May tonight be guided by positive and good thoughts that we can resolve issues and continue in caring for our community. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you, I do
And
apologize.
I have no further business. Good luck.
Thank you very much for coming. Now I know who she was.
That's you.
Evening, Chief.
Okay, number 2 on the agenda, the abstracts. Everybody's had a chance to, I'm assuming, look at them and read them. If there's no objections, I need someone to make a motion to pass.
I move that we pay the abstracts.
I second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Okay, first on the night is Josh, Code Enforcement.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I emailed this time, everybody the report. A lot of sidewalks.
I know. We heard that.
Month of January, also did the CRS report to recertify. Did the census report and did the end of the year report for the Secretary of the State. And I also had a chance to speak to some of you about the zoning laws of single-family residential district, permitted uses, and also the conditional uses. Permitted uses is two-family dwellings, and under the conditional, following areas may be permitted as a conditional use if approved by the village board in accordance and procedures and guidelines and standards with a site plan review. It says conversions of a single family dwelling to two or more family dwelling provided that, and it gives all the New York State Building Code, which obviously a conversion, I would have to enforce that. So it kind of, in my opinion, an interpretation of this contradicts each other a little bit.
So it needs to be,
there needs to be some kind of modification of a better understanding of it, whether you want to remove the two-family from the single-family residence, or you want to remove it from the conditional use and just have it as 3-unit or more, or 3-family or more. It's whatever you guys think. So just the wording just needs to be a little bit.
and what would you suggest?
Personally,
You've got personal experience in doing this, so I mean, you do this.
personally, I would suggest that in a single family, anything of 3-unit or more should have a conditional use with a site plan review and approved by the board. So,
Let's motion to do that then.
Well, can we, or is it?
Well, you're gonna have to speak to Dave and have him draw it
Yep.
up, and then we'll have him, when we have our next meeting, we can,
And
but
then
just to
you
give you the okay to do it.
okay.
Or do you want to set a public hearing so that at next meeting you can be done with it?
That sounds.
Yeah.
Well, isn't this the same as codifying the code?
It's amending a local law, so it needs a public hearing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Josh and I talked about it. What the code actually says is that in a single-family residential area, you're allowed to put one additional apartment in it, and it can be approved by the code enforcement officer. Because it's in two separate sections, it tells you that when you do it to make it two, you still have to follow the same rules as if you were making 3, 4, whatever. But it's acceptable to have a two-family unit in a single home in a single-family residential area without getting a variance. And it is confusing because it's in two different sections.
Yep.
It's actually the way it's written.
Yeah, it's yeah, because it's underneath the line item D, section 15, which is stating that you have to go in front of the board with a site plan. So that's the confusing part.
If we make a date to have a hearing on it, and then you can talk to Dave in between and have it ready so we can do that. So when's a good, how much time you need to do something like this?
March 7th works.
I should
7th?
be able, hopefully get everything done. The week of the 20th, I'm also gonna
Yeah,
take
so we'll
off.
do March 7th,
So-
so that would be enough time.
Okay, yep.
Is that okay with everybody? March 7th, we'll have a special
Motion?
motion. Need a motion?
Motion to have public hearing on March 7th?
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
Does the site plan review go before this board or the,
It goes in front of, so it goes in front of the planning board, and then they're gonna give a recommendation, and then it goes in front of you guys, and then it's your authorization on it.
gotcha.
So, yep. Does anyone else have any other questions for me?
No?
Okay,
No, good.
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cool, thank you.
Are you from the Reporter?
Yes. Okay, Jason?
Ready to get my report?
Yes, sir.
Any questions?
Are we still going up in turbidity?
As of today, it's down.
Excellent.
Down to where it should be. And it did that sometime overnight. Last night I was back in and it was up again. As of now, I would say that we are over our allowed minutes for the month already. So they're really hitting us pretty hard and they don't seem to be responding to emails either. So we're not sure what's going on over there, but other than that, the plant has been running good. We've been trying to tighten up our polymer usage, which is a heavy village expense for the press. Hoping we can get that done well. Other than that, I'm just looking for authorization for turnkey controls to install 3 Hawk CL17s. They're used for the chlorine monitor adjustment in Seabud. Cost is $21,896.06. It is budgeted and is 100% DEP cost.
We got a motion for that first?
Motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
That's all I have. We just got some general PM work going on, and we've had some freezing issues, but hopefully we're getting past some of that. So
No, in regards to, are you saying that Jenner, they're not responding to your emails, they're not giving you back?
yeah, Shane sent me a text message today and said he emailed this morning. And
I saw the email.
There was no response as of this afternoon.
Because in the email, he's trying to find out what it was, and that's probably why they're not responding.
It started Wednesday last week. We went to max chemical dosage, and then Sunday morning I went back to somewhat normal. By Sunday afternoon I had it cranked again. So, and when I say max chemical dosage, I'm talking like 250 gallons a day opposed to 100 gallons a day when they're not in operation. So.
Yeah, I got a meeting with their chief legal guy and manufacturing guy from the Lactalis is coming in on Wednesday at 1 o'clock. And Jenna's supposed to be there too, so that's why I'm asking a little bit more. So I don't know how much I want to get into them right away, but it might be something we should mention.
Yeah, we've been taking pictures of the clarifiers daily too, so we can show progression. Of course, with the light, sometimes the pictures don't come out all that great, but there's definitely a green color over there, and looks to be the same thing that it's been for the last 5 years.
Yep.
But
probably another waste bill.
I would dare say something along those lines. Usually when it's cottage cheese, we find a lot of cheese curd, and hasn't been any of that. So.
Well, I noticed also when you were talking, you were saying something in the email. It said something about a yellow sticky substance.
Yeah,
is that something different?
It creates, when you get a lot of milk over there, it creates a lot of foam on top of the tanks and in the filters, and it's a real greasy.
Yeah, that's what he was saying in the email. Okay.
So I mean, and there's a difference between a chemical foam and a milk foam. It's just, if I had them both here, you'd pick out the milk foam. It's pretty blatant. That's what it is.
Okay.
So we know what it is, but it's just a matter of, here we are the 7th of February and we're already out of minutes for the month. So if it keeps happening, we'll be in violation again this month. Last month you were in violation for turbidity, so this month we're probably going to be in violation already. So there's another non-compliance to the state and to the city for them. So
that's something we use against them. This way it's so important to get a contract together so that we have all this spelled out in the contract.
Right. So there's a little repercussion there for.
Yeah. And it gives them a little incentive not to let this happen.
When did that contract expire?
We haven't really had an ongoing signed contract for a long time. Right, Bill, you know about it. There's been a contract that it's automatic kind of reviews, but there's nothing really been.
There's a contract that's in effect, but the term of it is passed. So.
Yeah. There's a new contract being drawn up that's almost done.
Yeah.
That spells out if there's any leakage like that or something like that.
You know when the term passed on the old contract, roughly?
years ago.
5 years.
Yeah, it's been a while.
So it's time.
Yeah. So there's a new kind of almost done, and it spells out in there if there's any spillage and things like that, go over what the things are, they're gonna be responsible for it, and I think that's the only way to make them care about having any kind of spillage. Once it starts hitting the pocket, everybody seems to care about it, so.
Yeah.
But anyway, any place else has a contract, and we should have one, and have that in there.
Right, exactly.
I know Domo has it, and the other guys
Yep,
have.
Village Delhi has some pretty good contracts with their industries. They were able to clamp down on them, so.
Okay, good, I just wanted to clear it up.
Worked for them.
Yep, thank you.
Yep.
Thanks, Jason.
You bet.
Thank you.
Bill?
Hi, Bill.
Couple quick updates. A few ongoing projects at the wastewater plant. I&I, we're waiting on some paperwork from the state, but hopefully that will allow us to identify some of the water that's coming into the system that shouldn't be. So when we get the paperwork in, we'll start that process. Wastewater overall plant evaluation, we've talked about that a few times, but I think that continues to be a need based on the age and condition of some of the parts and pieces over there. Ongoing project that was authorized at the last month's meeting is the Seabud Repairs, which is city funded, so we're working through that. The water project, separately, funding's in place for that, working through the design for the replacement of the water lines and work up with the tanks. The Curry Well project, so with the village's ARPA funds, are looking to replace the Curry Well that's been in place since the 60s with a new one in a similar vicinity. Lane Christensen is the well driller, went through the procurement process. They're hoping to be out later this month to drill a test well and see if the water that we are looking for is there, and then move forward with development of a well to get back into the capacity that we need to satisfy the water demands for the village. So that's in the works. The main thing I have to ask of the board tonight is to move forward with the highway garage project. So the existing highway garage is built in 3 segments. The oldest segment is masonry construction and has a roof that is at the end of its useful life, we'll say. So there's the 2 newer segments are going to remain, but we're looking to replace the oldest segment of the building with a new one in its similar footprint with a pole barn style construction. So the village was awarded funding from past Senator Metzger in the amount of $200,000 to offset project costs. The contract is in place for those funds to be provided to the village. They provide the funds once you show that you've incurred the expense, so it's a reimbursement program, but you do have a contract in place, so that funding is there to offset a portion of the project costs. We did draw up a budget that was included in the financing application, I think 3 years ago now, where we applied for that initial funding. So this was pre some of the stuff that's going on now with the construction markets, but this is the budget that we had established for the project at its inception. We are asking that the board consider approval of our contract to draw up the plans and the specifications and to work through the construction administration process for construction of the garage. We do have plans drafted. They should have been included in the handout. So we have a few tweaks to make on those. We've been working through with Butch, and Rose from our office has been drawing all the circles and squares on the paper. So we're looking to move forward with design. So asking the board consider authorization of our costs, which are noted in the budget there. And then separately from that, looking to move forward with bidding of the project so that ultimately it can be built. The concept has been to, in order to save costs as much as we can, the village DPW is looking to do the bulk of the demolition of the existing facility and then bring a contractor in to set the posts and do the concrete work and build the garage. We're including a number of alternates in the bid document If we need to further save money based on current bidding costs, we can pull different things out of the bid and then do them in the future, or if there's a way to try to do it with the village DPW. So just trying to give ourselves a little bit of flexibility so that we can still move forward with the building of the building.
Yeah, that was my question, because the cost of building materials and things when this project was first conceived compared to now
Are two different things.
Right.
I'm nervous about that. We have seen project costs because of the construction markets. Lumber's more expensive, steel's more expensive, things aren't as available. We tried to build back in our deducts in the project, so we have things that we'd like to have, like floor drains and in-floor heating and things that'll make for a more efficient, better building. But if we need to, we have the ability to pull those things from the contract to still move forward with having, the shell at a minimum. So I am nervous, about that, because we've all seen prices of everything under the
We
sun
may have to
go
do
up.
that, pull that back a little bit if we can, whatever we can save.
But we bid the project and, we see where the numbers are. But the goal would be to try to, if we can get the numbers in and it's something we're able to move forward with, we could potentially award contracts at the March meeting to start getting materials on order, to get the trusses on order and get contracts in place with the contractors. And then in the spring, start demolition and then have the contractor come in over the summer and fall to do the construction of the building. Is the general concept, in an effort to try to be closed in and be able to start using it for next winter.
So we need a motion to approve this plan and move forward with the bidding?
Yeah, that's the first thing we need, yes.
I'd make that motion.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Then we need a motion for Jody to put in the paper, right?
Yep.
A motion that we make the advertisement, the bid.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
We'll get the ad over. If folks know of local contractors that are interested, let us know and we'll get copies of plans to folks. It is a bonded project and we have insurance and prevailing wage rates and all the rules the municipality has to follow, so we'll go through that process.
Okay, thank you.
That's all I had.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Butch?
Thank you, Bill.
Thank you, Bill.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Everybody get the report okay?
Yep.
Nate had two of them.
I had two of them.
Any questions, concerns?
No? Pretty.
We've had a few water issues this winter,
Yeah, you have.
and they're still showing up, so.
Leaks?
Yeah, a couple water main breaks, services. You see where you turn water off to 5 homes, some of those are actually froze, split, leaking water with nobody around. So those have been a few of our leaks. That's pretty much it. I do have one request that popped up today. It's free, doesn't cost anything. We have to do annual training for OSHA, safety training, and because of the COVID, they haven't done it in the past couple of years. So I got notification today that they're doing it again, and that would be March 31st at the fire hall. If I could take the guys to that, they would love it.
I can arrange that.
Depending on the
They'll
weather.
have snacks.
Yeah, depending on the weather.
Eric motion, you second.
You make the motion?
Who did what?
Eric made the motion. You
Eric
second?
did or Dick did?
Well, we all kind of did.
Okay,
You made it, I seconded it.
Oh,
okay.
okay.
There we go.
No, I was asking.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
Yeah.
I am curious as to how you're gonna scare away the cold and white fluffy stuff.
I've been trying all winter. The cold has definitely not run away.
You're gonna talk about this telemetry?
Yeah, we can. We've discussed before the telemetry issue we had with the well and the water tank levels and all the computers that go with that. They're getting old. We've had a lot of issues this year with them, outdated. And the other issue is the contractor who built all of this stuff is technically retired. And he's still been coming to service us as we need, what he can get here. He is getting ready to move though. And getting parts for our system has been very tough because it is old. So I haven't been in contact with a company that he recommended, he's worked with before. I have gotten a quote to update our system to bring it up to where we should be. So that's something we need to think about moving forward with. The quote that I got was $114,000. That was to completely switch everything over. So I do have the specs on that if anybody wanted to see that stuff too, but it's very, very important part of our system.
I wonder if any of the infrastructure funds would fall under the scope of,
Well, it's infrastructure.
right?
Well,
Yeah.
probably would, but you're spending it on the well.
Well, the other federal piece that was signed recently, outside of the stimulus funds that we received for the well.
We haven't received anything yet.
No.
No notice or anything yet.
There's some,
There's something
the other
to be-
half of it will be coming this summer. We might be able to apply for some grants if we need some.
Well, that's what it's outside of the stimulus funds, but.
So will we have to budget 114 grand on top of your regular budget?
Yes.
Guess what's happening to the taxes this year?
Nope, water bills.
Oh, right, different department. I
Yeah.
apologize.
Yep.
Now everyone's gonna say taxes because I said it, sorry.
I didn't write that down.
It's all,
We've been having, some of these issues have been going on since
It's been a
earlier
while.
this year, and they just can't, he's gotten bad parts, and then they get the new parts and don't communicate with our old stuff. So it's time to, you know, and I'm thinking of stuff that's fairly new, but then I remember back when it got installed, and I've been here 20 years, so.
I don't know if the state's got any funds that we could look at that they've got out there, because water is one of the main concerns that they've been having. I know on the American Rescue Plan, the money that we got before, they
Yeah, I was
pretty much opened that up, you can spend it on anything, but we've already spent ours.
Right.
We committed it all to
Yeah.
fixing the well.
It's still absolutely worth,
We can
you know,
take a look at the state
contacting
and see if we
Senator
can do it.
Martucci and see if he can help us out with this.
Well, yeah, there's a federal infrastructure bill. I don't remember if it passed, or I'd have to look into it, but it's something maybe on the federal level.
It did, they did pass some, I know they did pass an
Federal
infrastructure bill.
infrastructure bill did pass
Bridges.
for a variety of things. The definition of infrastructure got really wide. Water and sewer is included in that. What they're doing with the money that was allocated is putting it in the existing SRF programs. So the water project right now is receiving money through New York State Environmental Facilities Corporation. That money is SRF dollars, State Revolving Fund. So there's an existing program that funds water and sewer, and the infrastructure bill is putting a bunch more money into that pot.
So that's someplace we have to go to get the puts?
Right, so you can apply for another water project essentially, and telemetry is certainly, you know, it's the brains of your water system.
Can you
Yeah, but when do they award that?
take another year? I mean, that's something,
You would apply in September and find out next year and potentially build it the year after that.
hey, we can't wait that long though for that. This is something that has to be done right away.
But we should ask.
Right. We should certainly explore it in general.
If you were, you know, is there potential for any further DASNY funds?
But that'll be another 2 years.
For the same program?
It wouldn't be bad if you could apply for a DASNY fund, spend the money and still get paid for it later on, but I think you really gotta wait until you get the money before you spend it.
You're supposed to wait, so, you know, you're supposed to wait. If you don't, there's no guarantee that you'll actually get the money, so you can't. You know, it's a gamble.
Are we bonding any part of the well project?
The
No,
well, no,
no.
because
Is this
that's all
something
gonna
we're
be
gonna
our
have
Biden
to
books.
bond and do right away?
But something's gonna have to be done right away.
Yeah, that'd be fairly, yep.
Jeff knows this month.
No.
All right.
We get time to talk about it a little bit.
Give us a chance
Okay.
to look around, see if there's something out there we can get. But it's,
We spoke about the possibility of resale of equipment like that, but with the age of it,
Yeah.
I don't know how.
Yeah, I don't know what we would, because most everybody now is going, and I told this company that I wanted to keep it as simple as possible, not looking to, because I don't like stuff like that anyway. I mean, some of the good stuff is kind of like what the treatment plant has going on right now. Like right now, if we have an alarm, so I can get called at home, or Matt can get called, whatever, if we a tree waving in front of an antenna at the up of the water tanks, but you don't know that until you drive into town and find out what the alarm is. You reset it, by the time you get back home, it's going off again. To where the system now, even being a more simple of the newer stuff, we would actually be able to get the alarm and look it up, you know, whether it be on our phone through an app or whatever, and then we would know, all right, it's just this, not worth, you know, going and check it out, it's not an emergency. So it'd save some time and potential overtime money that way too.
It's about 110,000.
114.
114.
Yeah. And I'm positive those numbers will change with the way everything's going right now. So.
And not down.
Huh?
And not down.
No,
No, not down. No.
That is all I have.
All right, thanks.
Yeah, thanks.
For the good news. Chief?
I'm trying to beat the county up.
So our calls were up a little bit this month, actually quite a bit from last month. Although a little bit more manageable. Again, it always seems like it's good news, bad news with us. Good news is I'm fully staffed this moment.
Bad news?
The bad news is, yeah. So Kevin, I don't know how you guys heard about that or not, but Kevin's taking a position with the Town of Vestal Police Department.
I heard that.
Yeah.
No way.
Yep. So he's, it's something he's been exploring for a little while now. They reached back out to him. He got hired. I was kind of expecting probably like a springtime hire. That's been upgraded quickly to the 19th of February will be his last day. Kevin's been here quite a few years with us. I have a letter for you guys. You can want to read through it and stuff. It's a very nice letter, well written. He was very active with this department, and I think he'll do very well in Vestal. But I think his family, current status, I think that's where he wants to go. So obviously we're going to be looking for a new full-time position to fill his slot as soon as possible. So that's the unfortunate that a couple more weeks we'll be down another person. I have an application from Katie Mitchell. She's currently working part-time in Delhi. She's filled out an application for us part-time. I've almost all the way through her background check. Everything looks good. I don't see any reason why I wouldn't hire her part-time right now. So I would be looking for board approval to hire her part-time. Again, I had lots of conversations with people and talked to her on an interview, and she's a good kid, squared away, and I think she'd do well here. She is young, and I think we'll get her with somebody for.
Is she already certified?
She is already certified, yes.
Okay.
So she's already got her certifications.
Is she interested in full-time job?
I'm sorry?
Is she interested in?
Well, I'm assuming
Yeah,
we're,
I asked that the other day.
Is she on the civil service list?
She is, yes.
Okay.
So this,
Thank you.
you're welcome. So this again, the idea was, when I got the application, which is one of few applications I've gotten so far this past 360 days or so, was that I would get her in, get her used to the area, the village, and, riding with somebody for an extended period of time. And then once May came around, which is what I was thinking Kevin would possibly be going, it wasn't even a guarantee that he was going to be going at the time. That's when we'd be able to have another part-time officer that'd be able to come in and pick up some hours and work some hours and stuff. So that part's not gonna change. She's not gonna, I'm just not gonna give her the keys. You know, she doesn't know, obviously, the area of the well, and so it's still gonna be a training period for her here, obviously, but she is squared away, seems like she's ready to go and wants to work, and seems like a very good hard worker, so.
So to start with, we just give you permission to hire a part-time. and
Right,
We'll go from there.
right, that's all I'm looking for tonight, is just that. Obviously, there's a lot more hoops to jump through and stuff like that to get to the full-time position. It's not even technically currently open right this second until the 19th, so that'll be a different discussion, I guess, for a different day. But for right now, to get her started.
So we need a motion for that to get,
Make a motion.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
Effective.
Today's date?
Today's date?
Yep.
Shouldn't it go with the first payroll date?
He needs her, so today was,
Okay.
we're good. Today's the first day of the payroll period.
Yeah, I mean, I'll reach out to her tomorrow and see exactly when her availability is to start coming in for like a, field training and stuff like that with our department. The other thing is there's a training course that's being offered in Delhi on the 16th of March. It will fill quickly because it is a free training. It's, with the cannabis laws, the way they are right now, the legalization of the cannabis, recognizing the impaired drivers that come along with, obviously that was like DWI, they're a little bit different. So it's an 8-hour course, and I would be looking to send as many of my officers to that course as feasible. Again, there's no cost per se for the course. It is a free course that's being offered in Delhi. It is a full day, so it would have to be, it'd be something that we would cover, probably with part-time hours or something like that, but that's what I'm looking to send as many guys as possible. I don't have a number. I would request the number of seats that I could get, and then whatever would come up is who I would send.
So you're just asking for their wages?
Right, yeah, just regular, it'd be just a regular day shift wage for.
And then they just get reassigned.
Correct.
Yeah.
Right.
It's something they're gonna need to do anyway because of all the laws changing.
Correct, right. Yeah, eventually, we're all gonna have to take the training eventually. Again, I would look to be as greedy as possible. I don't know how many seats there are actually, but I would like to get a jump on it.
And some might wait, so it's better if you jump in when you can get them trained.
Right.
I make the motion, we approve.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Now, does this send officers on a track to like being DRE or?
So there's, I don't believe so, Eric. I think that's a whole complete, that's a very good course, but it's a lot more involved.
What is it?
Drug recognition expert.
Drug recognition expert, right.
Yeah, I think this is just more or less for the impairment and what you're actually seeing on the impairment. So, I could be mistaken on that. It's a good question, but I don't think so. And that's really all I got for tonight.
Do we need to advertise in the newspaper?
If that's a possibility. I know there was, I think we put something out.
We put on Facebook.
Yeah, and I think there was trouble getting to the link, is what I was told. I don't know. So
There wasn't a link.
I think there was something they had to go to or something, right? No? Okay.
I'm not bright enough to do that, so no.
Okay, all right. Yeah, I don't have Facebook or any social media, so I don't really know what it looks like either. So, yeah, I would think it would behoove us to put an actual ad in the paper and advertise for that position.
We have to fill out the county employment form, right?
Right, and you can do that, they can do that online too. There's, actually on the county, I think it's a PDF file, right, Jody?
Yep.
Where
Right,
you
they
can,
have
right, you can actually fill it out and you
Yep.
can email it to either the police.
And I think they also list the openings. And to the personnel office, I think they advertise for people. So we could, you know how to do that, Jody?
No.
Oh, you mean for the different
Just
agencies?
notify personnel.
Oh,
I think
okay.
they would advertise for open
Okay.
positions.
Yep,
And I think they'll list it on the county site.
okay. I still think it'd be a good idea. If we, I don't know what the cost associated with that is with like the local paper with the reporter and stuff to draw, you know, some local candidates this way.
If you want it in the paper, I need a motion.
Motion.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
How much does an ad cost, sir?
Good question. Last time when I was Farm Bureau president, we took out a quarter-page ad and the reporter was $150. That was a big ad.
I mean, you could do it in the county shopper too, because that covers the whole county.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that'd be a good local draw from that maybe.
Okay.
That's all I got.
Thank you, Chief.
All right, thank you.
Okay, we'll go to trustee reports. Nate, we'll start with you. How's that?
Sure. Parks are pretty quiet right now in the wintertime. People are enjoying our very nice walking trail, and the kids are really enjoying the sleigh riding hill at Austin Lincoln Park. So if you don't know about that, go to Austin Lincoln Park, but we still got snow. It's a nice hill for sleigh riding.
No place to ice skate though.
Well, the weather hasn't been that cooperative.
Let's wait till Wednesday.
Yeah.
The theaters had a bunch of stuff going on. There was an open house dedication for the Andrea Paternoster room and a plaque dedicated. Also a plaque acknowledging the generous donation of Margaret Van Bremen, who made possible the balcony renovations and a lot of other things at the theater. The upper windows at the theater are now lit with LED lights. The balcony seats are all sponsored and more donations have come in. There was a music video filmed at the theater last month, which was very cool, in cooperation with the SUNY Purchase Theater faculty and the band Pine Grove. They have offered to share the video with the WTPA, and it will be up on the website soon, so we can all check that out. They're starting to talk about the Art Walk 2022. Which would hopefully be scheduled in July, and the theater would be involved in that. The upcoming classic flicks in February this month is The Secret Garden, and I believe that's on February 17th. It's a Thursday. And next month we have Smokey and the Bandit. I'm excited about that one. We have a new board member on the WPTA board. Janet Pucci is a new board member and has been approved. There are currently 2 more openings on the WTPA board, so if anybody is interested in being a WTPA board member, we would love to have the interest. They elected their officers on the board. The current chair is Jim Rice, vice chair Gail Sheridan, treasurer Jim Richardson, and secretary Vicki O'Brien. The next Music on the Delaware concert is the Ragtime Dixieland Band on March 12th. And Randy Miratello will be doing a virtual coffee house event that you can get to on Zoom on Sunday, February 20th. And that's all I've got for today.
That's plenty. Thank you.
Thank you.
Eric, you have anything?
We got our code budget figures submitted, as well as figures coming in from DPW, so we're on track for that. Spoke with Butch today. What I found interesting, that the ice jam up on Meade Street Bridge. It's kind of fascinating to see all that sort of happen, but they've been busy just putting out little fires here and there. But no, other than that, that's it.
Okay, thank you. Dick, anything for you?
No, I just like to take a minute to thank the DPW for keeping us from being flooded. And it was a cooperative effort. It was New York State came down,
Yep.
DOT, town furnished equipment and personnel, and the village all worked together. And consequently, we didn't get any water in the road.
No. Steve, anything?
Nothing.
Okay, item 5, the mayor's report. All I can say is that I've been in contact with the Dr. Doyle, who is purchasing the bowling alley complex, Everything's been going good. It's just the lawyers getting, how, you know, the lawyers get back and forth together. I talked to both of them today, got them all sat down. We got everything worked out. Probably March 1st will be our signing of the contract, and Dr. Doyle's all ready to go. He's already ordered signs, and he can't wait to get in there and start working so he can have the lanes open this summer. So it looks pretty good. I'm having a meeting with the higher-ups on Lactalis that took over for Kraft Wednesday at 1 o'clock. They're coming down. They're flying in from France. They're here already. And talk about the new company and maybe some ideas of what they're going to be bringing in. And we're going to throw at them things that have been happening that we need to have changed as well. So that's a good thing. Also, just found out today, well, actually yesterday, I got a call from someone who's interested in coming in with a fishery, you know, fresh fish, and they're over in Columbia County. They have a big place and they want to expand and come over here. They're interested, and I spoke to Jim Thompson of the county IDA, and they need about 5 acres, and he has enough space down there for them for that. There's 12 acres. There's already something else coming in, but I'm going to meet with them on Wednesday morning, and they're going to take a look at the location, and if that comes, that'll be something really good for the village. They makes a lot of money, and they're willing to invest millions of dollars, so it's going to be a plus for us. And other than that, I think everything else I've called is on track to go. 150 Delaware Street is still being worked on. They're doing whatever they can. They have some structural repairs that have to be done. I spoke to the guy that was doing the old CNC feed. He's got that all gutted out and redone, and probably end of May, beginning of June, there's going to be a karate taekwondo studio there, and he's all excited to do that. So I think overall we're finally coming into our own. We're doing pretty good, and there's a lot of businesses looking to come in next year. So if we keep going the way we are, I think we'll be in pretty good shape. That's all I have for now. Item 6, appoint of election inspectors.
I recommend hiring Maxine Locker and Marjorie Risford for our March 15th election to be our election inspectors. They both worked for us last year.
I motion to appoint Maxine and Marjorie.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Number 7, we need to set a public hearing for tax cap override. You have a date, maybe, Jody? That you
March 7th.
March 7th? That sounds right. That sounds good.
Make the motion.
Second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Number 8, Delaware County All Hazard Mitigation Plan Update.
That's all I know about it.
Yeah. It's a motion. Have you seen it at all?
Yeah, I just read over it today.
Yeah, okay. So, I need a motion.
Make motion.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried.
What did we just motion for?
To Delaware County All Hazard Mitigation Plan Update.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
As far as for that's all we need right now, but we need to go into executive session to talk about contract.
Make the motion to go into executive session to discuss the contract.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Thank you, everyone.
Good night.
Good night. Oh, sorry. You don't have to. Unless you want to, you're welcome. Is the guy still here for the?
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
Who was, just a quick question, who was the sponsor of the balconies again? I didn't catch her name. Sorry about that.
Her name is.
I try not to, just for, I didn't have
Is he down? Did you shut it off?
Nope, Margaret.
You can have this.
Oh, thank you, that'll help me. Thanks a lot.
You're welcome.
I hate to bother you one more question. Who was the other election commissioner after Maxine?
Marjorie Rutherford.
Marjorie. Okay. I'll get out of your hair. Sorry about that.
It's okay, we're still waiting for the guy to come and pick his camera up, so.
I came from Southport, right, so sorry about that.
That's all right, you're good, thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Boy, I haven't heard those steps in a long time.
Yeah, miss those.
Little kids not here. Been a long time since I heard a little pitter patter like that. But,
Yeah.
to have that in.